everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl KPORSER, and even before starting the video I'm going to do the disclaimer, okay? So please, this video is not made to generate or create hate towards Meghan and Harry, so please don't send them any hateful feeling. This is not what my video is about. It's just, here to talk about some juicy gossip. It's not even gossip, like juiciness that is here around the internet, and doing what people usually do, minding other people's business. I'm just joking. So please don't send any hate comments towards Meghan or Mary, or Meghan and Mary, Harry and Meghan, and anybody else mentioned in this video, okay? So I'm going to talk about mostly how I personally, as a black woman, and how other black people or the black society, generally speaking, may be shifting their opinion of Meghan and Harry, and why also they are getting very unpopular, okay? So obviously at the beginning, when Meghan and Harry married, Meghan played a lot. I don't say Meghan personally, but there was this card of racism play a lot, where people were saying that, the British media are all against Meghan because she's black. I've already made a first video about that, where I say my opinion that I didn't really believe that. But all the black community were like, definitely it's because she's black, her mother is black, and they cannot stand for a half black or even a drip of black blood to sit in the royal family. And if I say here and say, oh, that is absolutely not true, I will be denying the existence of racism itself. I think there is a percentage of racism in all the hate towards Meghan and Harry. There is definitely a percentage of it because of her being black. But we shouldn't also deny that, generally speaking, the British media is really unkind. The British media just go on hating, generally speaking, when anybody new is introduced to the royal family who is not of royal blood. I mean, British media are known for that. So that is also something I wanted to not talk about, but to let people understand that the basic of British media is just being me. Okay, and on top of that, then Meghan was black. Obviously they have to season it with racism, a bit or not a bit, a lot, but they still have to season it with racism. But the point is that I now, as a black woman, I'm not liking Meghan anymore when she newly came into the royal family. Why? Because at the beginning it was all about Meghan, a black woman, getting married to this prince and going into the royal family. But after the Oprah Winfrey interview, I didn't like her anymore. And it's not of what she said deep per se. She talked about very powerful subjects and things, such about mental health, suicidal, and her sons, and things like racism and things. But I believe, like, as for a black woman, as being black in a war that is dominated, being a black woman in a war where black skinned people are always considered as a threat for the only purpose, for the only reason of being black, of being survivor. When you are in the positions to sit in a place such as the royal family, Buckingham Palace, and have this huge international media looking at you, you have to be much more sensible of what you say and how you carry yourself. I just think that Meghan took, after leaving the royal family, but even now looking in retrospect, she sits in that royal family thinking, I'll just say thinking without any disrespect, as if it was Hollywood, as if it was America, as if it was, a show, but it's not. And I believe she did not make any effort to understand the culture as European and as British, because you have to understand European culture, European history, and then on top of that you have to understand British culture and British history is much more different from the American culture and the American history. It's true, the Anglo-America is one power that is ruling the world now, but they still have distinguished differences culturally and mentally in way of processing and examining things. Just look like simple thing like healthcare in Europe is so like normal. And so it, like, for us, it's such an easy concept to say that healthcare should be free for everybody, healthcare should be accessible for everybody, when in country like United States, that is a concept that is far, far, far away from their mind. So you can just see only in this simple example how, even though see Caucasians as race, but they are still far in culture. In Europe, people don't believe in guns, like buying guns for self-defense. We just don't believe in it. And we, even in here in the UK, police officers don't carry guns. On the other side, you have the opposite of the United States, where most people believe in having a gun at home for self-defense. So just to make that clear. And except that, as I was saying before, when Meghan came marry Harry and sit into the royal family and everything, as a black woman, as people bashing her as a black woman, you have to be more smart, you have to be more sensible to what you're saying. You cannot sit there and say, oh, I'm a black woman, have been bashed, I have racism, and then behaving less than smart. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. For example, I did not watch the Oprah Winfrey interview because I was like, this is a nonsense now. This is attention seeking. Because I believe if you really leave the royal family because of pressure, of bad experience and all kinds of things, the last thing you want to do is call attention on yourself because of that same subject. I don't know if you understand what I mean. What I was expecting them to do is, okay, the royal family is not working for you, their duties, people are unkind to you, they are mean to you, they are racist against you. What I was expecting them to do is like totally distance themselves from the royal family and what all it was for them in the royal family, and move on to another country as they did, and just sit there quietly and do their business, other type of business, and then move on. Maybe in years to come, like 10-20 years time, I believe in time brings out, Italian, they have their way of saying that all tangles in your hair at a certain point will come out. Like every tangle will come out on the comb. I don't know how to explain to that. On the tonal pattern, but let me just forget. So with times, in years, 10 years, 15 years time, they would have carried on their life, their businesses, and continue to have a beautiful life. And then in 10-20 years time, the real truth would have come out, and people would have been like, oh, this is the truth. Whatever was the real truth, I'm not saying what all Meghan is saying is true, but whatever it will be true will come out with time, and people will have a better understanding and full respect for her. But on the other side, she just left the royal family and go and sat on Oprah Winfrey's show and bash and talk and say this and say that. And sis, you just say these people are not good. Because of that reason you left. Leave their name away. Leave their name away from your mouth and move on with your life. It just looked like now she wants to jump on the bandwagon of, oh, the royal family is racist, look at me, poor me, to make money, to make like audience and money. But what I want to say, like, sis Meghan, do you realize you left the United Kingdom? I'm not saying the United Kingdom is not a racist country. I'm absolutely not saying that. Racism is a characteristic of humankind. That's how it is. Racism is a characteristic of humankind, human being as a whole. There is no human society who can say that they are not racist. From Africans to Asians to Europeans to American, North American, South American, every human society have racism in them. It is towards the black, it towards the white, it's towards the Chinese, it is towards the tribe that you consider is inferior to you, is a human characteristic. But I wanted to say, between the two countries, right now, where was the Black Lives Matter movement born to? Like, where is that police are shooting black people? Where is that, black people have been there for more centuries and still be oppressed? And you go and sit there and talk about racism of another country? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It just looked like fully attention seeking because they were dying down. Sis, You have to die down this story. You have to close it, shut it down, and move on with your life, and stop. Because the reason why I'm so not aggravated or passionate, I'm not absolutely passionate, but I'm like, it's just a reflection. I'm like, Meghan, please leave black skin issue out of this. If you are doing it for money, please leave black skin oppression, racism out of this, because we don't need negative, bad publicity on such a huge level when there is really black oppression and situation going on. Simple as that. I did not like that aspect at all. If you have to talk about the royal family, bashing them, do it on that level without bringing black issue racism to it. Because if now Meghan talk all the la 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 la, okay, for the point, okay, let me just finish this. And then tomorrow it comes out that even one of the things she say out of 10, even only one of them are lies. You are scaling down the cry of racism that other people who are really suffering racism to the fuller degree are. Another thing I did not like is the fact that Prince Harry is talking about, oh, since we left the royal family, they did not give us security. They did not, I have to pay with the money my mother left. That's also left him. That's also show how, from certain level, Henry, since he's been a royal prince, he's been disconnected from reality. Like, it looks like he's always been financially not stable. How can I say? He has never really have to worry financially about where money is coming from. Or how much I'm spending. I don't have money to substitute this spending, because he has been a full-time royal, being paid to be a full-time royal. And for when he left the royal family and they cut him off financially, he has to, for the first time in his life, to think about, oh, where am I going? How am I going to earn this money? It just sounds like that to me, that for the first time in his life, he has to actually think about earning money. Something that for the rest of us commoners, as they call the rest of the human beings, have to learn that from age 0. When your parent, you come from a normal household, you learn that quick, like where money comes from, you learn it instantaneously. Henry does not have to learn that, because he was a royal. Money always comes in. From the moment you are born, you are a full-time working warrior, and that money just comes in. You inherit a lot of money, and that is it. So I'm like, excuse me, what did you expect? What did you expect? What did you expect? The royal family are being paid, or for whatever they do, to promote their image of unity. Is fake, is true, I'm not questioning that. To promote their unity, their image of this royal family, the image of United Kingdom, of a strong, powerful family that's also represent a strong, powerful country. And you want to shatter all of that and pretend them to come and pay you too. No, sis, that's not how it works. Not that how it works, okay? This is not a Hollywood movie. This is real-time life thing. It's not no Hollywood movie with the happy ending. This is a real life things going on, where you have to be smart, where I can see that you, as you proclaim yourself, I'm not saying she's not a black woman, but what I'm saying, she's not a black woman like me, with the experience like me. It doesn't look like that, because it looks like she's lived on a total different level. Because if you're black like me, with the experience like me, you know that you have to be smart. Play games smartly, not being harsh. No, just smartly. They have not played the game smartly, and now they are crying. Let me tell you what is going to happen to Meghan and Harry, and why their popularity is dying down. Meghan and Harry popularity was high because at the beginning it was all about the black girl marrying a prince, and the black girl marrying a prince. Let's see what. When it was nice. Now it's going into 3 years. People are tired and bored with it. People are just tired and they're looking for the next news, especially in the United States. It's not even the UK, where royalty have a certain relevance and people are always looking into it, those who are like interested into the royal. But back in America, what did you have to sell them now? You have spilled all the tea. People have seen what has gone on there. You are not nobody's, you know what Italian do like this? Me, I don't care anymore. People are like, I don't care anymore. You tell everything. What else can you tell me more for me to care about you? You know, I just think their PR team was a mess. Anybody advising them from the PR team did not advise them properly, and they did not plan things properly. They just jumped onto this popularity hype that they had back in 2018, 2019 without really thinking fully. And now, I don't say they shouldn't have left if they were uncomfortable or she was uncomfortable. I'm just saying, sis, you did not plan it. And with that interview, she just crushed down totally her popularity, because except those few people who will say, oh yes, well done, sis, those few people are not going to pay your bills. I mean, I just think they should have just shut their mouth off, like shut it, look for businesses to do without having anything to do with royal title or royal name. Literally, they should have sit down and think about businesses to do, serious businesses to do, keep quiet, let those businesses grow, make money, and then come in 10-15 year time and shove everything out. Like, no, but not now that you don't have nothing and you are crying, oh, I'm paying my bills out of my inheritance from my mom. What does that have? Like, why are you crying? At least your mom gave you a lot of money where you can rent 50, I don't know how many million mansion house and security, because that is not a common man problem. And now you are put racism into these things, and it's not even yet settled who were the people who say what and but for the, I don't know how to say it. What will that change for you and for the black people who you are trying to portray this, I'm a victim of racism? What would that change? Would that make the royal family to step down? No. It did not make the royal family to step down. Would that make the royal family supporters hate them? Neither. Did you come with proof? Neither. You just come with your words against people who did not even know this interview was coming up. Have you uplifted any good, how can I say, any good thing for the black society? No. You just look like spoiled child just whining about the internet. That's how I feel. I just feel if you have to play the racism card, you have to play it for something that is going to be very impactful for the black community. You cannot play the racism card and be like, oh, I cannot afford, and now I cannot afford security. Oh, I'm paying my rent out of my mother's inheritance. She left me so many. No, like, I just think that it just looked like seeking attention, using something very important like racism to seek attention, which you shouldn't do. You should never do that, because racism is a serious thing, and people who have suffered racism to their skin in very ugly way, being shot and being killed in countries of war, being denied work that they know they deserve, being insulted just because of the color of their skin, their ethnicity. You have to play the racism card in a very impactful way, in a very wise way, because when you are on such a huge scale internationally, your words matter. Your word matter more than me sitting and having a chat with my friends. Your words matter. I don't know. Please leave your comment down in the comment section and let me know what you think about all of this Meghan and Harry thing. I used to support them, not support, but I used to like them, and you know, even at work when people talk against Meghan and this, I need to say no, it's because, but now I don't anymore. I don't like it. Even maybe I will do a part 2 also to explain other things. Why there were other things that now I can see that they don't stand straight with me anymore. And just leave a comment down below, and if you like my channel, you have a look at it and you want to subscribe, make sure to subscribe. My name is KPORSER, and you can see next time. Bye.